What's up, YouTube? This is Thionic, the People's Champ, and you are tuning into the G.O.A.T Standard. Today, we got some Call of Duty gameplay on Madagascar, and I want to discuss Honest Antetokounmpo, the Greek Freak, and who he got next up. After, MJ, it was a little gap. Well, I wouldn't say it was a gap. We had Kobe, and he was Kobe. He was the greatest for a while. He was gonna go down, as the GOAT before, LeBron James. What I mean by going down as the GOAT, the next player, the best player in that era. Now, me personally, I don't see how you can call Jordan the GOAT because you really cannot, base who's the best off of, off the players because the eras are different. Now you can go who's the best player in that era because each era has changed. Don't matter. It doesn't matter. For instance, you can take the best thing from that era, and if you break it down, let's just take movies. One of my favorite movies is Pulp Fiction. Now that movie is just good. If you haven't seen Pulp Fiction, I advise you to go check it out. Now, Pulp Fiction, do it hold up today? Yes, it does. It's still a great movie by today's standards. But if you look down at the hard facts of it, the picture quality is not that good. You got better directors now. Just overall, at its core, movies are better now. But Pulp Fiction is still better. If you kind of see what I'm saying, you can take the greatest thing from anything in the past and pretty much it'll still be great, but stuff we have now will be better. It'll be better. It's kind of hard to explain. Maybe it's better with cars. Let's just say you take a nice Mustang right from back in the day. Let's say you get the baddest Mustang of all time. Back in the '60s, right? You bring that Mustang here today. Yes, it'll still be a great car. It may even look better than other cars, but overall, cars from today is better. It got better quality, better handle, better material, better on gas. It's just better, overall. But even though that's, it's a really nice ass Mustang. See, the players, back in Jordan era and the era before that, you weren't hearing people saying, "Oh, we need to raise the rim, higher, or make the court a lot bigger," because players nowadays are bigger, they're stronger, they're faster. I mean, Jordan was ahead of his time. That's what Jordan was. Back then, people weren't as athletic, as they are now. Point guards back then, they couldn't jump as high, they couldn't run as fast, and they weren't definitely near as good shooters as they are today, or ball handling. That's what I'm saying. Comparing players back then to now is exactly as comparing cars. Comparing an old car to a modern day car. You know what I mean? It's pretty much the same exact thing. We have the talent pool that we have now is way more broader. There's more talent in the NBA. Back then, I remember I used to watch highlights and stuff. And I noticed the way they I remember watching Jordan highlights and his movement, the way they move, it just looked awkward and it doesn't look fluid. You know what I mean? Jordan, one of his famous highlights, you go look at Jordan highlight, you're gonna see this. He do a double cross between his legs, and it looks so unorthodox. It just looks so, you know what I mean? Because it's just over time we have taken everything that that we have learned and we have proved upon it. That's why an old player cannot be better than a current player to now. A current player today. If you can take, I ain't gonna say an average. If you take a good player from today's game and you put them, if you put them back eras, you go back era. Let's say you go back to Wilt Chamberlain era, that player would dominate. He would literally dominate. If you take him back to the Jordan era, that player would dominate. With the way these players can dribble, shoot, and in the way scouting, I don't think they had scouting. I need to look it up. When was scouting introduced? Because the Pistons, they had it out on Jordan. And I swear when you hear this, I remember watching ESPN And I'm sitting at home thinking about this when I was contemplating who's really the best, MJ or LeBron. You know, I always felt like MJ was the best, but part of me wanted LeBron to be the GOAT. But I remember watching ESPN, and this would make me really think about this. I watched ESPN, and they was going over this thing called the Jordan rules, how to play Jordan, and it's pretty much was a scouting report, like just force Jordan to go left. He's not that good with his left hand. That's all you had to do. If they had proper scouting reports, then you would know, hey, Mike Jordan go left. He's not that good with his left hand. That's all you got to do. They made this seem like this whole. I don't know if it was a 30 for 30 or what, but it was a whole episode. They even talks about it. Isaiah Thomas, he talked about it all the time. It called the Jordan rules. How you have to play him a specific way, make him go left, and they go left. Throw more bodies up. That's scouting. If you would have scouted, you would have known that scouting. See, everything is better. That's why the players are better. We got better scouting, better health, better nutrition, better everything. Just look at the Olympic records. Like each year, I ain't gonna say each year, but each year Olympic record is being broken. By somebody new. If you look at the old track and field records of how the fastest player, you look at it till now, it's steady going up and up and up. And you know how you used to look at old school players, you'd be like, man, that's how they used to play basketball. You look at everything like that, not just basketball. You look at food, religion, science, no matter what. You look at everything that's old, no matter how great it was, and it's still inferior to what we have now, no matter how great it is. I'm not saying Jordan wasn't a good player. Jordan in his era was the GOAT. Like he was so unstoppable. But if you take LeBron and put him in Jordan era, think about it, Jordan at his best was 6'6", 198. Westbrook is 6'3", 205, I believe. 205. 6'3", 205. And that 3-inch height difference is a lot, because each inch is like a lot of weight you can like add on. So I think each inch is like, I don't know, it's a crazy amount of weight. It goes by inches. But our average point guard is bigger than their average, average small forward back then. Our average center height and weight, like if you have NBA 2K, any NBA 2K, go back and look at the centers. The tallest center and your best center is going to be like 6'10", and I don't want to get the weight all messed up, but I want to say about 6'10" to like 2 something. I don't know the weight, but 6'10" was like the height right there. You have, in today's game, 7-foot people who can dribble and shoot. Like they talking about it was more physical, and the rules was different back then. The players are bigger and stronger now. That's why you can't be as physical as you can, as you was back then. But this video is starting to come to an end. I am Thionic, the people's champ, and I am signing out. Peace, and see you in the next video.